Hi creative friends, this is Freya and thank you so much for being here. So today I'm going to do a video in my cheap line composition notebook and it's going to be about shapes and composition. So I'm going to combine those two kind of concepts together and we're just going to kind of simplify things to its most basic elements. But before I do that, I just wanted to show you guys the spread in my Painting the Feminine. It's probably not 100% done, but I'm really super sorry, you guys. But the last two videos I made of my Painting the Feminine, I was just having so many problems. I don't know why. I don't know why. The camera just kept on stopping, even though like I had enough storage and it was just like a glitch in the matrix. Okay. So I just kind of gave up on it. I still, posted the two videos because I think there was some valuable stuff in there, but I'm sure it was really super frustrating to watch like a 3-minute video and then an 8-minute video and then it's just it got cut off. So I'm really sorry about that. But I just wanted to show you guys some of what I really love about this. Like, I really love the repetition here, the 1, 2, 3. It's really moving my eye around. And I'm also really loving like the black part here, but then I have like the white lines, and I also have the white lines here. They're not exactly the same, but they're similar enough that my eye kind of catches it. Now it's only here twice, like here and here, but well, actually there's a little bit over here, but I'm not really focused on that right now. Also too, I love these lines. Now these were Connie's lines. I went over top of it and they kind of repeat this shape over here, like the black kind of curvature. And one of the most delightful surprises and happenings for me is that I kept the background busy and I kept the figures busy, and I'm really loving it. Like, I think it's in a way that is reflective of both Connie's work and my work. Like, it's not totally Connie's and it's not totally mine, but this is a very first time, excuse me, that I'm sorry you guys, I think I have really bad allergies. This is a very first time that I am not giving in to my anxiety, my discomfort about coming in and putting a big, like a color block in the background, because generally I feel like, oh my God, the background is messy, the figures are messy, and I don't know how to like work with that because it jumbles up my brain, and I want to go in and just do a color block. And this is the first time that I have not done that. Like, in all of these pages, as you can see, like, I go in and I put a color block so that the figures can pop out. So as you can see, like, look, I do it like in every single spread, but look at Connie. She has a busy background, like the figures are busy, and she just manages to do it like no problem. And I could never do that. And I think the number one reason I was able to do it is because I was conversing with my discomfort. And I talked about that, I think, in the second video I got at my studio log, and I really spent like time and I tried to get into all the layers. And even though I did not resolve all the problems and the issues, I didn't come up with all the solutions, I didn't dig into all the layers, the very fact of me acknowledging that there was discomfort, the very fact of me trying to bridge that gap between, my discomfort and my studio log, bringing it out into the open, that was the number one most important thing for me to say, oh, okay, I don't have to come in and cover it all up. Like, that was huge. So the takeaway for me in art and in life is just to bring things out into the open. I don't have to solve the problem, but just the mere acknowledgement of it is enough to make my fears just like quiet them down and not have them drive everything. Because normally I just get this feeling of like anxiety and panic, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't, like, my brain is all scrambled up, and then I go in and I color block it. But I managed to leave it, and I'm so loving it, you guys. I cannot even. Okay, now it's not completely done, but I'm so pleased with just the fact that there's a busy background, busy figures, and I'm loving it. And it's, I think, a really good blend of Connie's work and my work. So anyways, I'm going to put this away for now, but that was like huge, huge, huge for me. So you guys, now what we're going to do in this video is I am going to break down figures in just very simple shapes, because a lot of times figures can be like really intimidating and really overwhelming, and the fear of the blank white page and la 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 la. So what I'm going to do is just combine shapes, like very basic shapes, with composition. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my cross composition because I really love it. You do not have to do this, by the way. You can use whatever composition you like, but I just I gravitate towards it, and I don't know, it's exciting, it's dynamic, and it lends itself to figures for me. So that's my basic cross. And, you know, I'm not worried about, oh, you know, getting out my ruler and all of that. Like, it's just a very dynamic kind of composition because it's unequal. It's not like a cross that's like, you know, perfectly down the middle like that. I don't like that. It's got some beautiful curves. Like, look at this curve. You can make a curve as part of your cross. And, you know, this part has a little bit of a curve. This part is straight. So it's got some interest. The space is divided unevenly. So I'm liking a lot of what's going on already. Now, okay, I am going to just do one basic figure for the purposes of this video, okay? So when we talk about shapes, we're talking about just the very simple shapes. So we're talking about a circle, a square, a rectangle, a triangle. Those are shapes. But now if you want to talk about 3D shapes, now you're going to talk about, say, a cube, because that has like 3-dimensionality to it. You want to talk about, you know, a sphere. So that's a circle with a 3-dimensionality to it. You want to talk about a pyramid. Now that is a triangle with, you know, the 3 dimensions to it. So we're not going to do that. But just so you know, there's shapes, and then there are 3-dimensional shapes. Okay, those are two different things, but we're just going to stick with the simple shapes to start off with. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to we're just going to stick with circle, you know, so I'm not even going to make an oval for the face. I'm just going to make a circle. Okay, so we're just going with a circle. And what I find, you guys, is that, you know, when you get really scared and you get really like, oh my God, I'm just so overwhelmed and I don't know what to do and la 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 la, it helps to go back to like elementary school, like the things that we feel comfortable with. Like when you draw an apple, you start off with a circle, you know. So a face, yeah, we're just going to do a circle. We're not even going to do an oval, okay? Now, I don't know for this one if I want to give her a neck, because like I like this curve and I want this curve to kind of be like her shoulders, like her dress or something. So I don't even know if I want to make a neck. I'm going to put a neck in just in case, but I don't know if I want to make a neck. So the neck is going to be like a rectangle, okay? If I change my mind later and I want to get rid of the neck, it's not a big deal. Now what we're going to do is, so for this shoulder over here, it's going to be another rectangle, okay? So like this. Now this rectangle is a little bit, you know, wonky because, say, the shoulder part. So you can make the rectangle like so, like a regular rectangle, and just keep that line, that curve, okay? It's not a big deal. So that's going to be one shoulder right there. And then same thing here. So this is the other shoulder. I don't know if I want to, like it that, you know, broad. I don't know if I want it to go all the way there, but for right now, we're just going to do that. And if you want, you know, you can like make a regular rectangle and keep that kind of curve over there. And over here, I want there to be like a sun or something. So we're just going to keep that. And I think for her, like her dress part, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a triangle. And do you remember like in grade school, like, well, this is a way, like, you know, when I was in grade 1 and, you know, we would draw like stick figures. So you draw like, you know, a circle and then like a neck, and then you do the triangle for the dress, and then you just make little stick arms and legs. Yeah, just go with that, okay? Because, you know, just, it's totally fine. It's not a big deal. So these are just our basic shapes, okay? Now, I know it looks wonky. I know it looks like, oh my God, what is even going on? Like, whatever. We're not worrying about that. We're just focusing on the shapes, okay? So I'm going to have my tea-stained collage here, which I absolutely love, by the way, you guys. Now, I think I've mentioned this like many times when I was doing a still life, when I was doing you know, an easy way to draw figures, etc. A you know, like when you draw like a face, for instance. So a circle is simply you know, it's a sphere. It has like three-dimensionality to it, right? So like an apple, it starts off like, if you're drawing it like, you know, you start off with a circle and then it's a sphere. So you make it into a sphere. So I'm just pointing that out, but we're not going to worry about that right now. So I'm just like putting my collage kind of, you know, very playfully, just, you know, not worried about. And now like the circle is kind of turning into more of an oval. Not a big deal. We're just loosey-goosey here, okay? And what the purpose of this video, you guys, is just to like alleviate some of that fear that we have of the blank page and the, oh my God, I'm doing a figure and I don't know, like, because for the longest time, you guys, I was really, I used to have like major anxiety, like especially when I first started painting, of just the blank white page, you know. Just like, oh my God, like the figure and the, you know, because as human beings, we so instantly spot when something is off with, say, a face or a figure. Like if the eyes are placed too far, too high above the head, or too, you know, where like below where it should be, you're instantly going to pick up on it, and you may not consciously realize it, but you're instantly going to feel like, oh, something is off, right? Because we're human beings, so we're going to notice it. As opposed to if you paint an apple or a bowl or something, and if something's off, like that's, you're not even going to register it really, because there's a million different types of apples. Like it's an organic thing. There's no like right way to paint an apple, because maybe that apple is a bit wonky, like maybe it is a bit lopsided, maybe you know, maybe this, maybe that, whatever. So anyways, I'm just going to kind of go like so, and I'm gonna grab like some of my other beautiful, delicious tea-soaked collage here, which I'm so loving. And I don't know if I want that there. Ooh, I've got this beautiful, but that might be too much, like the collage I already have on the page. This is interesting. Okay, I'm just gonna go with this. But a little goes a long way with the dots here. And this is just my collage. I actually made it, you guys. Like, it's just on some brown, I think it's on a brown paper bag, actually. And then I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's on some kind of a bag. And then I soaked it in like a tea bath. And I love working in these cheap line composition notebooks, you guys, for so many reasons. It's really amazing. And I will, if you guys are interested, I can do a whole other separate video on composition lined, this cheap paper here. I think I did make a video about it, but I don't remember, honestly. But if you guys wanted me to do another video on just the pros and cons, the just so many great reasons to work on this cheap line composition notebook, just let me know. I will certainly do that. And so I'm just gonna kind of like, so do you see how it's already like taking shape here? Like it's not, you know, it's just very rudimentary. Like there's nothing sophisticated about this figure, but already it's like, you know, it's just getting a little bit of oomph here. She's getting a little bit of life. And I don't know, you know, do I want to keep the neck? I don't know, but I don't need to know right now. And so I hope for this video you can see that, you know, I started off with a circle, which I then elongated into an oval. You know, here you can see this curvature here that I initially started off with my cross composition, but you know, I made a rectangle there, and then I made another rectangle over here, and I still kept my cross composition, and then I just made a triangle. So, and oh, I made my sun over there too. So I hope you guys like can see, like, it does not have to be complicated, you guys. Now I am gonna do a part 2 of this, because now I'm like, I want to do part 2. But if you guys have watched all the way to the end, thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.